Yo guys, it's CFB. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back with another match preview. It's for the first FA Cup game. This is the first FA Cup game for Chelsea this season, and our opponents will be Morecambe. So it's Chelsea versus Morecambe. As I heard apparently recently, this is actually Tyson Fury's team. So Tyson Fury came from Morecambe, etc, etc. We're playing Tyson Fury FC in a sense. So look, I can't lie, this match preview isn't going to be the best match preview in the world. It might be, who knows, it might be. It might end up a really good match preview, I'm not too sure. But I'm actually not feeling 100%. I've got the stupid bug that's going around, so bear with me on that half. And also, it's Morecambe. I don't know much about Morecambe, but we have got a few things to talk about in the match preview. And yeah, stay tuned for it. So before we do get into the video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so notified every time I do the video. Also, first link in the description is my streaming channel and my second channel. Go and check those out, it'd be very much appreciated. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it, because look, big competition, FA Cup game. Look, if this was 5 years ago, I would be saying to you all, FA Cup, if we win it, cool. If we don't, I get it, it's a trophy down the pan, but it's not the biggest deal of the world. I want to aim for the Premier League or the Champions League. Look, from a few years ago, 5 years time, let's just say, for example, in five years ago, or when we last played Morecambe, which was like 4 years ago, we are in a completely different situation to what we was back then. Back then, we was contending for titles, Champions Leagues. You know what I'm trying to say? We was contending for those big boy stuff. Now, we haven't been. Last 2 years have been very, very rocky road for us. We set a new record 2 years ago by not winning a trophy inside 2 years. We haven't done that for the last 2 decades. You know what I'm trying to say? And we've set that record now. We need to get rid of that record. What better time to get rid of that record than to win an FA Cup? Because let's be real, we're not going to win the Premier League. We're not going to win the Champions League. We can't win the Carabao Cup because we're out of the competition. There's only one trophy that we can really, let's be real, potentially gun for. I know Conference League is there, I get that, but I'm talking, in the English flight, you know what I'm trying to say? FA Cup. FA Cup, we need to win this. This is the one I've been eyeing up since last season. Since last season, I've been eyeing up this competition. I think we got to the final of not the FA Cup, I think it was the Carabao Cup last time. We missed out on that. I want us to win I forgot what you call it, but an English Cup or something. You know what I mean? Like the English titles, like the Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. You know what I'm trying to say? It's really bugging me. I can't figure out what the word is called, but I want us to win an English Cup. You know what I'm trying to say? An English title, because we haven't actually done that. You got your major titles, like all the big titles, like the Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues and stuff like that, yeah. They're big titles. That's what you call major titles. And then you got like the English titles, which is Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, you know what I mean? We haven't won an English title for many, 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 many years. I think it's been since, if I cast my brain correctly, it might have been 2018. 2018 when Eden Hazard, won that penalty against Phil Jones and slotted in the penalty, and we won 1-0 against Manchester United. I think that was the last time we won an English flight trophy. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the word, trophy. We haven't done that for a long, long time. Longer than just a major title, a major trophy, or any trophy, you know what I'm trying to say, which that was last time was 2021 under Thomas Tuchel in the Champions League. We've got a gun for anything. We've got a gun for anything. I think if we actually put our mind to it, I think we have a very, very good chance of winning the FA Cup. I think we do. And it all starts tomorrow with Morecambe, who we actually did play under Thomas Tuchel. It might have been Thomas Tuchel's first game in charge, apart from Wolves. If you're counting Wolves out, which was obviously Tuchel's first ever game, it was a 0-0 draw. I think Morecambe was the game after, if I'm not mistaken. Or it might have been it was definitely that season where Thomas Tuchel took charge. I don't know if it was under Tuchel. It might have actually been Lampard's last game, if I'm not mistaken. But we ended up winning 4-0 in that game, I'm pretty sure. 4-0. I remember Tammy Abraham scoring. I think Hudson-Odoi might have scored as well. Yeah, I think it might have been Lampard's first game, because I swear there was snow on the pitch, if I'm not mistaken. But we won that game 4-0. It was quite a cruise for us. And we blitzed it, you know what I'm trying to say. But Times have changed. There's a different Chelsea team. There's a different Chelsea mentality. Morecambe might have changed. I'm not going to sit here like I've seen a few YouTubers do and lie to you guys and say I know everything about Morecambe and, you know, they're going to play like this, they're going to play like this, and we can do this to break them down. I don't have these answers for you. If you're a Morecambe fan, comment down below. Let me know how do you think you're going to play in this game. I'll be very intrigued to know. Like I already said, I've got nothing against Morecambe. They actually seem like a decent side from what I know of. And that was only the one time we saw them play. But, you know, you should never take any team easy. And I say this in every single, especially Conference League game. But whenever we come against teams that are, you know, realistically levels below us, I always say we can never take these teams lightly. Because if we do take these teams lightly, there is a chance that you lose these games. There's a chance that you lose these games. I'll remember, if I cast my brain far back, again, this is another one I always bring up, but I always remember, I think it was 2013 or 2014, one of the two, Carabao Cup, but it wasn't called the Carabao Cup around that time, it was called the Carling Cup, I think it was. We lost 4-2 at the Bridge, by the way, to not Brentford, it wasn't Brentford, it was Bradford, I think it was. It might have been Bradford, a team wearing like a mustard yellow t-shirt with like a maroon shorts or something. We lost 4-2 in that game. Why? Because the whole team took the game lightly. And this wasn't, you know, unknown youngsters and stuff. No, you had some of the big boys on that bench there. You had some of the JTs there. You had some of the big boys. They lost that game because they took it too easy. You know what I'm trying to say? We did. And that's stuck in my brain for a long time, because it always makes me think, you take these, if we take Morecambe lightly tomorrow, they could pull off the impossible and really shock us tomorrow. And then when we've got 10, 15, 20 minutes left of the game, we might not get into the rhythm of things because we took it too lightly. We saw it perfectly against Fulham, in my opinion, a couple of weeks ago, even though Fulham are a massive level above Morecambe, no offence to Morecambe. You know, we was winning that game 1-0. We did decently well in the first half. We didn't do amazing. And then come second half, we took the game too lightly. Fulham were all over us. And by the time they got their goal, we couldn't get back into the rhythm of things because Fulham were already operating on a high level because they've kept on going that form. And we couldn't get into it because there wasn't that long left into the game. You don't just hit the rhythm of things again. You don't just hit it like that. You've got to get into the rhythm of things. You know what I'm saying? We took that game too lightly. We've seen it recently. We cannot take this game lightly. And if we're being realistic, the team I expect to see tomorrow, which I'm going to give you the team lineup in a second, I'm expecting your big boys in there. I'm not expecting the first teamers and stuff to be in there. No way. I'm expecting the second string players to be in there. And I expect those to put in more of an effort, you know, than what the first team would in this game. Because the first team know that the first team quality, so they're going to be playing, you know, I'd hope they'd be playing amazing and want to go and get 10 goals. But, you know, they come in with a bit more ego and swagger, wouldn't they? Because they know their first team quality. Whereas if you're a second teamer, in this game, you've got to be giving your all to maybe, you know, let Maresca know, maybe I can start using this guy. Oh, I like this quality about him. You know what I'm trying to say? This is your chance. I say this all the time in Conference League games as well. This is their chance. People like Mudryk, who obviously isn't available at the moment because of the sample thing that's going on, you know what I'm trying to say. If you're living under a rock and you don't know, just go search it on Twitter or something, I don't know. But, you know, a Drewsbury Hall or a Cassaday, a Mark Goo or something, you know what I mean? These are the games these lot have got to show their quality in. You know what I'm trying to say? To make the manager realise their quality and maybe be used in the first team. So this is their pathway in this type of game. We obviously want to win because we get to go round into the next round of the FA Cup. Anyway, speak about team news. Reece James and Romeo Lavia are fully available for tomorrow's game. I think they will get minutes just to get into the rhythm of things and stuff like that. So that's all great to hear. Obviously, Mudryk's still suspended. And Slamino, I haven't mentioned it on the channel yet, and Slamino is back at Chelsea, has been called back. He has been in training. I think he's only been in for about 3 or 4 days, so I don't think he will be ready for this game. But would I like to see him in this game? Of course, let him get into the rhythm of things. He should be fine with the quality of players around him. And if he did play, I wouldn't really blame him much because he's only just arrived into the country. So anyway, that's everything I've got to say. Let's get into the team lineup. So the lineup I'll be going with for tomorrow is going to be right here on the screen. So Philip Jorgensen in goal, Renato Vega as a left back, with Achieng Ponga as the right back, Tosin Adarabioyo and Disasi as your two centre-backs. Hear me out. Cassidy in the double pivot with Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. Yao Felix off the left. Nkunku in the 10. Tyreek George off the right. And then Mark Gu up front. So let me tell you the reason why I chose these players real quick. So Philip Jorgensen in goal. Obviously, we know he's going to be playing tomorrow. Would I rather it be Sanchez and Jorgensen in the first team? Yes. But we know this is going to happen, so this is the reality of the situation, so he's going to be playing. Renato Vega as a left-back, I'd have him inverting into midfield, and I'd have Joshua Chempong inverting in as a right centre-back. Vega's got to play more minutes, in my opinion. I want to see him play more minutes. I get it. The last couple games he was playing for us, he wasn't that great. He wasn't. But you know, the only way these type of players are going to get better is if they get more game time. And these are the type of games you're meant to play them in. And you'd expect them to hold some sort of level against these type of teams. So, I'd have Vega inverting into midfield. That means Josh Chempong, who's going to be at right back, I'd have him inverting in as a right centre-back, which Disasi forms into a central centre-back. And Tosin Adarabioyo as a left centre-back. Joshua Chempong, the last game he played for us was really, really good. Surprised me in a sense because I didn't believe he would be that good at the right centre-back role in a back four, but he did do really, really well, and I was really proud of it, proud of him. So I'd have him inverting as a right centre-back. I think he'd be better in that right centre-back role and / right back, because that's obviously his natural thing, a right back. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'd have him there. Disasi and Tosin, look, we know Disasi is going to play. I think Disasi is going to play tomorrow. Would I rather it be Anselmino? Yes. But I think for stability, I think the manager's going to go with Disasi. I think Disasi will play. And I've got a little theory with Disasi. You all know me. I've been Disasi out since the minute he even came, because I don't feel like the transfer was even worth it. I don't understand the transfer. I've never thought he was particularly that good. Anyway, you can cast back to my old videos, by the way, like from a year ago. You see that. You know what I mean? I've been the biggest advocate to say, get this guy out. He's not good enough. But in a back three as a central centre back, I think Disasi can work in that role, but it has to be under the right manager. Don't know if Maresca's the right manager. Don't know if Chelsea's the right club for him as well. But I'd have him in tomorrow because, you know, he should be able to do it in this game. Same with Tosin. Tosin didn't play in the last game, so I'm expecting him to get minutes tomorrow, so he's going to be in too. Cassidy, Dewsbury-Hall, double pivot. This is a double pivot that I have actually really, really liked over the last few games that they've actually played together. Last few games they played together, I've actually thought that this double pivot is actually quite decent. I want to see more minutes given to these two players. I am fully aware, by the way, these two players are on the verge of being sold. Cassidy especially. I think some Italian clubs come in for him, and Dewsbury-Hall could leave as well. So they both could put in stinkers because of the fact they know that they're leaving. But I hope not. I hope not, because I actually have been starting to like Cassidy a little bit. Dewsbury-Hall needs to do more for me, but usually when he's in the double pivot with Cassidy, he does perform. So I'd be going that as a double pivot. Off the left, Yao Felix. Yao Felix, somebody who's not been getting enough game time as well. If he wants to show Maresca and prove him wrong, he's got to do it in these games, in my opinion. He's got to prove me wrong too, because I've not seen too much greatness from him. But anyway, Felix is off the left as well, because I think that will be... We've got nobody else really gone off the left, so I'll be having Felix off the left. And Nkunku in the 10, again, lots of rumours circulating around about him leaving. He could drop a stinker because he knows he's leaving or something like that. I'm not too sure. But look, he's going to be playing in his favourite position if he plays there tomorrow. This is obviously my team personally. If he plays his favourite position tomorrow, I'm expecting goals. I'm expecting 2 goals from him tomorrow. Regardless, I don't care. He's world class in my opinion. He's got a certain level. He's in his favourite position. I'm expecting some fireworks tomorrow from him. Some balloons, you know what I'm trying to say. So anyway, Tyreek George off the right. He's a player that I want to see more of off the right. I actually think he performs better off the right than he does off the left. He'd have his best mate, Joshua Chempong, helping him out sometimes as well off the right. They both play off the right-hand side. So maybe you'd feel more comfortable there. I'm not too sure. But I'd like to see Tyreek George given a chance tomorrow too. And Mark Gu up front. Mark Gu has to play tomorrow. If Mark Gu's not starting, I'm actually going to riot. You know what I'm trying to say? I want to see Mark Gu given more minutes, because the potential he's raw. Let's be real. He is still raw. But the potential this guy has, I'm telling you, he could be a very dangerous striker. Very, very, very dangerous striker. In a way, he kind of reminds me, his play style, in a way, is kind of a bit like Samuel Eto'o. You know what I'm trying to say? And I like that. I like that. Not as pacey, but I like, you know, the pressing he has, the aggression, the willingness to never give up on a ball as well. Like, if he misses a couple of chances, he don't care. He'll still be there, you know, trying to take more chances, you know what I mean? So I like that from Mark Gu. I need to see more from him. Without the Conference League being around as well, I hope he starts getting more minutes. So that would be the team lineup I'll go with for tomorrow. Let me know in the comments down below what yours would be. So, score predictions tomorrow, Chelsea versus Morecambe. I'm expecting it to be simple, easy. I can't say simple and easy. Look, if you're a Morecambe fan, I do apologise. I don't want to come across arrogant or anything like that, but you can understand what I'm trying to say. A team like Chelsea, the money we've spent, the quality that we do have, I'm expecting this to be quite easy, an easy day out at the office. I do expect Morecambe to challenge us a few times though, because we can be a bit vulnerable at times, you know what I mean? Especially with the defence that we could potentially put out, you know what I mean? Majority of the time it can be a bit dodgy, so sometimes teams can cause us that little bit of threat. Even FC Noah caused us, like, on one occasion, a little threat at the start of the game, where we didn't really get control of the game, you know what I'm trying to say? But I'm still expecting an easy win. I'm expecting the scoreline to be Chelsea 5, Morecambe 0. That's the scoreline I'm expecting it to be. Obviously, like I said, I hope Nkunku gets on the score sheet twice. I'm expecting that tomorrow. And I'm also hoping Mark Gu maybe gets another hat-trick. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm hoping. So, anyway, that's the lineup I'll go for tomorrow and the score predictions. So, let me know in the comments down below what you all think. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified, ready for my video an hour after the game tomorrow, because that will be uploaded. And, yeah, take care all. I'll see you after the game tomorrow. So, take care and peace.